Hi, welcome to the channel. Today, part 3 of the misfiring Mazda Bongo right behind me here. On today's video, hopefully we're going to get all the fuel injectors out, get them sent away to be cleaned and tested, and then hopefully that will resolve our misfire. Right, so let's get cracking. Okay, as I mentioned in part 2, there's no online guides for the removal of any of this, or getting access to the fuel injectors on the V6. So I'm just going to work through it systematically and see if we can get the whole of this centre console removed to gain access to the inlet manifold. Firstly, I'm going to go with the obvious ones. We've got bolts here and down the side there. We'll have all of those out and see if we get any kind of movement on anything. Right, let's make a start on these series of 10s. Start with the front here. I'll work my way around, see if we get any movement on the centre console. This first one. There's a whole row of them across the back here. Okay, right, all those are out. Got a bit of movement. It appears it's stuck at the front there. So I'll have a quick look around, see what we can find, and I'll get back to you. Okay, there's one holding it right at the front. You can't quite see it on camera. You might be able to. It's right up under there. So I'm going to have to take off the gear selector, which looks like it's two 13s there, and possibly undo it there. I don't want to. Hopefully we've got enough play just to undo it there. So we'll crack on with that. Right, correction, they're actually 12 mils. We'll just go ahead and undo those. And hopefully we can lift the gear selector out of the way to get access to that last bolt holding this cover in. We might have to take some wiring loom off, but that's it, relatively easy to do. Now here comes the first 12. Go, pop that in the bucket so we don't lose it. Here comes the other one. Right, let's see what sort of movement we've got. Okay, so it does need to come off at the front then, because I'm not going to be able to get in there otherwise. Okay, it's amazing what a little bit of light will reveal. We've got another 12mm in there which we need to undo, which means we also need to take off the gear selector rod there with the circlippy type thing at the bottom there, and then obviously we're going to have to undo the wiring loom there. But once that's done, we should be able to remove this gear selector. Let's first of all see if we can get that circlip off. Tell you what, we're going to have to take this panel off here. It's going to make life a lot easier. Okay, right, we'll get this panel off because then we'll have a lot better access. Just need to undo that clip there. And it should pull off. A little clip there. There we go. Brilliant. Now we can get access to there a lot easier. Okay, get a screwdriver in there. We can just prise that away. There it comes. Pretty loose now, get that with my fingers. Yep, there we go. Right, just that one there, and the other 12 there, then the whole of this selector should come off. Okay, with all that disconnected, I think we've probably got enough play to just pull that to one side, which we have, which is good. We don't have to undo all of that rod there, and we've just got access to that last 10mm there. And then hopefully we'll just take off the wiring loom and maybe disconnect the handbrake. We should have that cover off. That was relatively easy. Okay, I removed the other trim there, and in doing so, the entire gear selector just falls out, which is ideal. We'll just tuck that there out of the way. Now we're almost there. That's pretty much loose. You just got to disconnect the wiring loom. I've done that one already, and then you just got to work your way around, and then in theory, you shouldn't have to touch the handbrake. It should just lift back up. Right, let's do that then. Just pop the camera down without it falling over. Right, stay. Right, here we go. Let's pinch that. Get a pair of pliers, just work the way around. Okay, go to the other side, it's probably a bit easier to get access to. Right, it's probably going to be easier if I take that out. It's only a Phillips head. That one there, and then I think that's the entire loom out then. Alright, just undo this. It's only a light. It's easier than trying to undo the connector on this one. Just remember to put it back on again when we refit everything. Right, how's that come off then? slide off, don't want to break it. Here it comes, just a little bit tight. There we go. Right, I think that's the entire wiring them off, which is not a lot, it's only that little bit there. Tuck that to one side, and hopefully this should now fold right back. Brilliant, you don't even have to touch the handbrake. There we go. It should stay there, but I think I'll just push it behind the seats a little bit. And there we go, there's the inlet manifold. So now hopefully we can get access to everything, remove that and get to these fuel injectors. Okay, if you work your way from the front to the back, you can quite clearly see where everything needs to come off. It's hoses, 10 mils, a few clips, a few vacuum lines, and obviously that off the throttle body at the back there. And then it's just a series of, I think they're 12s again, down here, and then you remove the inlet manifold. But we'll bring the video back in once I get to that stage. Okay, right, now we've got all of this stuff off, all the vacuum lines off. It's just a case of popping out these 12s now, and then hopefully we'll have that inlet manifold off. Not to be too... Come on. It just doesn't want to come off there at all. But we need to undo it a bit more. That band's almost completely off now, so that should pull off. Oh, it really doesn't want to come, does it? I'm trying to break it. Here it comes. Okay, right, everything's been disconnected. We should just be able to lift this inlet manifold off now and gain access to the fuel injectors. Here it comes. And there we go. Oh, it's a heavy old unit to do with one hand. And there we have it. One inlet manifold. Right, now the inlet manifold's off, you can quite clearly see we've got decent access to all the fuel injectors. Now it's just a simple case of undoing the fuel pipe there, the fuel pressure regulator down there, the earthing cables there, so it allows the actual fuel rail to come out. We can leave this union in because it should come out as one unit. And disconnect all the electrical connectors off the injectors, and then there's a series of, I think it's just two, 112 there, and the same on the other side. So we need to crack on with that. We'll get those lifted out and then we can unpack them up and send them away. Okay, right, let's make a start. First of all, get these undone, because that will stop that fuel rail from coming out on this side. See, I put a piece of towel there in the inlets, because obviously we don't want to drop anything down there, otherwise we're in serious trouble. Okay, crack that one off. There we go. They should just be able to lift these out of the way, which we can. Just turn them around to be right. Can work with that. Same there. Put these back in just so we don't lose them or get the wrong size ones. There we go. Same there. Okay, right, let's get these electrical connectors off the injectors. Careful not to break them. Bend it out of the way. They're not too brittle actually, not too bad. And that one. There we go. Right, run across to the other side. Alright, let's get this side out as well. Just careful of those wires there. That one's off. That one's off as well. Nice and easy. Right, and the final one. Excellent. Right, let's get this fuel line off here. It's 17mm. It's going to be a little bit of fuel leakage. Tell you what, I'm going to go and get some blue roll just in case. Okay, right, let's get a bit of blue roll. Let's get this fuel pipe off. Come out, yes, we'll put that back in there just so we don't lose it. Pop that just, oh, a bit of fuel coming out. Oh, that's all over my hand. Right, we'll wrap that up and we'll just leave that there, because it's going to naturally drain anyway. Okay, right, we can get to these 12mm now. We just need to undo those, and then hopefully we can just pull these fuel rails out. Where's the other one there? And one behind that one there. There you go, that was easier and safer. Right, just this side. That one out. Right, the last job to do before we lift these fuel rails is just disconnect the fuel pressure regulator, which is right there, because that's still connected. Nope, can't get to that one. It's got to be that one there, which again, can't get to. Right, it's going to have to be that one there. There's no other way I can get to it. Get these out of the way first. Tell you what, it might be easier just disconnecting it there. Let's have a look. No, I can't get in there at all. I don't know if to even get those on. Right, next choice is that one there. We might be able to get under that. No working space there whatsoever. Sounds about right. Right, where's the other option is? There is no other option. It's got to come off. Right, the easy option on this is to remove it straight from the fuel rail. So I've undone that one already, which is 10mm again. The same there, because I can't get to the circlips down there. So we'll just have it off at the fuel rail. Just pull it out of the way, which should be perfectly fine. Excellent. Right, that should be loose. Yeah, there we go. So we should be able to pull that out. What the part of the fuel rail came up with it. Right, let's lift this fuel rail out because it's already loose and see if we can get to it. In fact, they're both loose. Excellent. Right, should just be able to lift them both out then. Okay, here they come. Let's move those wires out of the way. Excellent. Right, now we might be able to get that to that there. Can we get to that? Well, I think we might be able to, you know. Oh, leaking fuel everywhere. And coming out of the fuel rails, that's fine, not a problem. Okay, to make life a little bit easier, I'm just going to disconnect this. We still can't get that fuel pressure regulator off. So I've undone that. Careful not to lose the copper washers, but we'll have to replace those anyway. Let's put them back on there and we'll put that back in the fuel rail just so we don't lose anything. Excellent, right, we can go and remove this side. Okay, we're almost there. I've managed to move that clip back. Just got to wiggle the last bit off now, and then we've got this other side off. There it comes. Excellent. And then we have the other one. Let's put that to one side. Okay, right, that's both fuel rails completely removed. I've blocked the holes with a bit of blue roll so we don't get any more crud in there. But we don't need to do any more work on this. We need to go back out now and remove those injectors from the fuel rails. Okay, there we have the inlet manifold, both fuel rails and all 6 injectors removed. Just a case now of taking out those injectors from the fuel rails. Right, it's very easy to remove the injectors from the fuel rail. They're only held in by 2 little Phillips screws there. So we'll crack on and do that. Right, let's get these injectors out. Right, that's all 6 injectors removed from the fuel rails. As you can see, they've been on this paper for about 10 minutes now, and there's only 2 that have actually leaked any significant amount of fuel, which is that one there, obviously, and that one. Seeing as they should all have about the same amount of fuel in them, that one there doesn't leak any, so does that mean that these are blocked? We shall see. Anyway, I'm going to wrap them all up, we're going to send them away, we'll get them tested, get them ultrasonically cleaned, and then upon their return, we'll refit everything. Then hopefully, that will solve the misfire. Well, the injectors have all been sent off. I've ordered all the gaskets and all the washers from Japan, so we're just waiting on those now. I'm also going to replace the rocker cover gaskets as both of them are weeping at the back, and then we're obviously going to refit the injectors, refit the inlet manifold and the centre console, and then hopefully we're going to go for our first start. And fingers crossed we'll get this thing running properly again. But until then, thanks for watching, and well done if you managed to stay till the very end. Cheers and gone.